Hi, fourth graders. This is Ms. Kovarik, and this is lesson 3 of our poetry unit. Here is your vocab for this lesson. First word is anticipation. This is a noun, and that is excitement about something before it happens. Banker's lights is a noun, and those are the desk lamps used by bankers. They have a green shade over them, and that helps to not hurt their eyes. Card catalog is a noun, and that is the filing system used by librarians before computers. So it was a big list of cards, and it listed who took the book out. So before we have computers where we could just scan the book, they had to write it all down. A foyer is a noun, and that is an entryway, often leading into another room. Preside is a verb, and that means rule over or be in charge of. A quilt rack is a noun, and it's exactly how it sounds. It's simply a rack that's used to hang quilts or blankets. Content is a noun, and that is the message of a poem or text. Form is a noun, and that is the structure of the poem, so how it looks. And free verse is a type of poem that follows no rhyme scheme or set pattern. So it's not in a specific pattern. It's just whatever the author wanted to do. All right, so we're going to read a biography of our author today, and her name is Nikki Giovanni. Yolande Cornelia Nikki Giovanni was born on June 7, 1943, in Knoxville, Tennessee. She grew up in an all-black suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio, but spent summers visiting her grandparents in Knoxville. She loved hearing her grandmother's stories about her ancestors, which greatly influenced her own love for writing. She explained in an interview, "I come from a long line of storytellers." Giovanni self-published her first book of poetry, Black Feeling, Black Talk, in 1968. She has since published over 24 books, including Rosa and Hip Hop Speaks to Children, and won many awards. She prides herself on being a Black American, a daughter, a mother, a professor of English. Her distinct and imaginative poetry is inspired by her fascination with people and their emotions. It is also influenced by music and her passion for social equality. She is currently a professor of English and Black Studies at Virginia Tech. So from this autobiography, we have a couple questions. Number 1, what does Nikki Giovanni do for a living? Number 2, how do you think Giovanni felt about libraries as a child? So this is an opinion. So Giovanni felt blank about librarians. And then number 3, I want you to explain your answer. So tell me why you think that. What did the text say? So I think that because the text says blank. Tell me what the text said that made you have that opinion. All right, and here is our poem today. It's titled, My First Memory of Librarians. This is my first memory. A big room with heavy wooden tables that sat on a creaky wood floor. A line of green shades, banker's lights down the center, heavy oak chairs that were too low, or maybe I was simply too short for me to sit in and read, so my first book was always big. In the foyer, up 4 steps, a semicircle desk presided. To the left side, the card catalog. On the right, newspapers draped over what looked like a quilt rack. Magazines face out from the wall. The welcoming smile of my librarian, the anticipation in my heart. All those books, another world, just waiting at my fingertips. All right. So number 4 asks, is this poem in first person or second person? Remember, first person means the speaker is the narrator. They are speaking for themselves. So they're saying, I did this. I feel this. We did this. They're speaking from their own perspective. A second person would be another person talking about the speaker. So she did this. He did this. They felt this. Number 5, what words told me your answer to this? So if it was first person, what words told you that? If it's second person, what words in the poem told you that? Number 6, based on the title of the poem, what is the narrator describing? Number 7, the narrator lists 2 reasons the chair might not fit her well. Name both reasons. Number 8, using the third person, write a sentence that describes how the narrator felt when she was at the library. So third person means we're speaking about someone else. So the narrator, or you could say she felt blank when she was at the library. Third person, we're using the pronoun she, or we're talking about someone else, the narrator. And last but not least, the speaker calls the library's books another world. How can books be like another world? All right, I hope you enjoyed that poem, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye, Adams.